The Enchanted Garden of Wisteria Manor. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there stood an old, mysterious manor known as Wisteria Manor. It was named after the cascading wisteria vines that cloaked its walls in a sea of purple blossoms every spring. The manor sat on a hill overlooking a small town called Rosewood, and it had an air of enchantment about it, drawing the curious and the brave to its doors. In the town of Rosewood lived a man named Alex. Alex was 35 years old, with a mop of curly brown hair that had begun to show streaks of gray, and green eyes that seemed to hold all the wonder in the world. He lived in a modest house with his younger sister, Emily. Alex had always been fascinated by the stories about Wisteria Manor. The townspeople spoke of it in hushed tones, sharing tales of magic and mystery that surrounded the old house. Alex was a schoolteacher, and his days were filled with teaching the children of Rosewood about history, mathematics, and the natural world. However, his evenings were often spent poring over old books and maps, seeking out stories of adventure and enchantment. He had a particular interest in the legends of Wisteria Manor, which he had heard since he was a child. One sunny afternoon, while Alex was enjoying a cup of tea at the local cafe, he overheard a conversation between two elderly patrons. They were talking about the enchanted garden of Wisteria Manor, a garden that was said to hold secrets and treasures beyond imagination. "Did you hear? Old Mr. Thompson claims to have seen a unicorn in the garden last night," one woman said excitedly. "A unicorn? Really? I thought those were just legends," the other woman replied, her eyes wide with surprise. Alex's curiosity was piqued. He had always been drawn to adventure and the unknown, and the idea of a magical garden was too enticing to resist. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Alex made up his mind. He would visit Wisteria Manor and see the enchanted garden for himself. The next morning, Alex packed a small bag with essentials: a notebook, a flashlight, some snacks, and a camera. He left a note for Emily, explaining his plan, and set off towards Wisteria Manor. The path to the manor was overgrown and winding, but Alex's determination propelled him forward. As he approached the manor, the air grew cooler, and the scent of wisteria blossoms filled the air. The manor stood before him, grand and imposing, yet beautiful in its decay. Vines crept up its stone walls, and the windows were dark and shuttered. Taking a deep breath, Alex pushed open the wrought iron gate and stepped into the garden. The garden was like nothing Alex had ever seen. It was vast and filled with plants and flowers of every kind, many of which he couldn't even name. The air hummed with the sounds of bees and birds, and the atmosphere was thick with magic. As Alex wandered deeper into the garden, he felt a sense of awe and wonder wash over him. Suddenly, he heard a rustling in the bushes nearby. Turning quickly, he saw a flash of white, a unicorn. The creature was as magnificent as the legends had described, with a sleek, white coat and a spiraled horn that glimmered in the dappled sunlight. The unicorn regarded Alex with intelligent, soulful eyes before darting off deeper into the garden. Filled with a renewed sense of purpose, Alex followed the unicorn. The path led him to a clearing where a beautiful fountain stood, its water sparkling like liquid diamonds. The unicorn drank from the fountain before disappearing into the trees. Alex approached the fountain and noticed an inscription on its base: "Drink from these waters, seeker of truth, and the mysteries of Wisteria shall be revealed to you." Without hesitation, Alex cupped his hands and drank from the fountain. The water was cool and refreshing, and as he drank, he felt a strange sensation, a tingling that spread from his fingertips to his toes. The garden around him seemed to come alive, and he could sense the magic in every leaf and petal. As he explored further, Alex discovered hidden pathways and secret alcoves filled with wonders. He found flowers that glowed in the dark, trees that sang in the wind, and a pond where the fish swam in patterns that resembled ancient runes. Every corner of the garden held a new surprise, and Alex documented everything in his notebook, determined to share the magic with the world. Days turned into weeks, and Alex spent every moment he could in the garden. He met other magical creatures, fairies, talking animals, and even a wise old owl who spoke in riddles. Each encounter deepened his understanding of the enchantment that lay over Wisteria Manor. One evening, as the sun set and the garden was bathed in a golden glow, Alex stumbled upon a hidden grove. In the center of the grove stood a majestic tree, its branches heavy with silver leaves. At the base of the tree was a door, intricately carved with symbols Alex had seen in his research. Pushing the door open, Alex found himself in a small chamber filled with ancient books and scrolls. It was a library, untouched by time, and it held the secrets of Wisteria Manor. Alex spent hours poring over the texts, uncovering the history of the manor and the source of its magic. He learned that Wisteria Manor had been built by a powerful sorceress named Ilara, who had dedicated her life to studying and protecting the magical forces of the world. The garden was her greatest creation, a sanctuary for magical creatures and a place where the natural and the supernatural coexisted in harmony. Ilara had cast a spell over the garden, ensuring that only those with pure hearts and noble intentions could enter and uncover its secrets. As Alex read, he realized that he had been chosen by the garden. His love for adventure, his respect for nature, and his desire to share knowledge had made him worthy of the garden's magic. Filled with gratitude, Alex vowed to protect Wisteria Manor and its secrets, just as Ilara had done. With a heart full of wonder and a mind brimming with knowledge, Alex returned to Rosewood. He shared his discoveries with Emily and the townspeople, sparking a renewed interest in the legends of Wisteria Manor. People from far and wide came to hear Alex's stories and see the enchanted garden for themselves. One day, a group of children from Alex's school approached him with wide eyes and excited whispers. "Mr. Alex, can you tell us more about the garden? Is it true there are talking animals and magical creatures?" Smiling, Alex gathered the children around him and began to share the tales of his adventures. He spoke of the fairies with wings that shimmered like rainbows, the wise old owl who guided him through the riddles of the grove, and the unicorn who led him to the fountain of truth. The children's eyes sparkled with wonder, and Alex knew that the magic of Wisteria Manor was alive in their hearts. As the seasons changed, Alex continued to visit the garden regularly. Each visit revealed new wonders and deepened his bond with the enchanted realm. He discovered a hidden meadow where flowers danced in the moonlight, a grove of ancient trees that whispered stories of the past, and a crystal-clear lake where he could see visions of the future. One crisp autumn evening, Alex was exploring a secluded part of the garden when he stumbled upon a stone archway covered in ivy. The archway led to a hidden courtyard, where a magnificent sundial stood in the center. Intrigued, Alex examined the sundial and noticed strange markings around its edge. Suddenly, the sundial began to glow, and a portal opened before him. Without hesitation, Alex stepped through the portal and found himself in a different part of the garden, one he had never seen before. The air was filled with a soft, golden light, and the landscape seemed to shimmer with magic. In this new realm, Alex encountered even more extraordinary creatures. He met a phoenix with feathers that blazed like fire, a gentle giant who tended to the mystical plants, and a group of mischievous sprites who played pranks on him but eventually became his friends. Each encounter added to the tapestry of his experiences and enriched his understanding of the garden's magic. As winter approached, Alex noticed that the garden was changing. The flowers and plants adapted to the colder weather, and the magical creatures prepared for the season of rest. The garden seemed to hold its breath, waiting for something special to happen. One snowy evening, Alex was drawn to the heart of the garden by a soft, melodious sound. Following the music, he arrived at a clearing where a beautiful, ethereal woman stood. She had flowing silver hair and wore a gown made of starlight. Alex recognized her from the descriptions in the ancient texts. It was Ilara, the sorceress who had created the garden. "Welcome, Alex," Ilara said, her voice like a gentle breeze. "You have proven yourself worthy of the garden's secrets and have shown great courage and kindness. It is time for you to learn the final lesson." Ilara led Alex to the center of the clearing, where a magnificent tree stood. Its branches were adorned with crystals that glowed with a soft, inner light. Ilara placed her hand on the tree, and a beam of light enveloped them both. "Alex, the garden's magic is not just in its creatures and wonders. It is in the very essence of life itself. The magic is in you, in your heart, and in your actions. As long as you carry this magic within you, the garden will thrive, and its secrets will be protected." With those words, Ilara bestowed upon Alex the mantle of the garden's guardian. He felt a surge of energy and wisdom flow through him, connecting him to the very soul of Wisteria Manor. The garden was now a part of him, and he a part of it. As the years passed, Alex fulfilled his role as the guardian of Wisteria Manor. He continued to teach the children of Rosewood, inspiring them with stories of magic and wonder. The garden flourished under his care, its beauty and enchantment growing stronger with each passing season. Emily, who had always supported Alex's adventures, became an integral part of the garden as well. She used her skills as a healer to tend to the plants and animals, and her gentle spirit brought harmony to the garden's inhabitants. Together, Alex and Emily ensured that the magic of Wisteria Manor remained vibrant and alive. Word of the Enchanted Garden spread far and wide, attracting visitors from distant lands. Scholars, adventurers, and dreamers came to experience the wonders of Wisteria Manor. Each visitor left with a sense of awe and inspiration, carrying a piece of the garden's magic back to their own lives. One spring day, as Alex and Emily were tending to the garden, they were approached by a young girl with bright eyes and a curious spirit. She introduced herself as Lily and explained that she had heard stories of the magical garden and had come to see it for herself. Alex and Emily welcomed Lily warmly and guided her through the garden, sharing its secrets and wonders. Lily was captivated by the beauty and magic of Wisteria Manor, and she eagerly absorbed everything she learned. As the sun set and the garden was bathed in a golden glow, Lily turned to Alex and Emily with a hopeful expression. "I want to help protect the garden and its magic. Can I become a guardian too?" Alex and Emily exchanged a knowing smile. They saw in Lily the same spark of curiosity and wonder that had led them to the garden years ago. With a sense of pride and joy, they welcomed Lily into their fold, knowing that the magic of Wisteria Manor would continue to thrive for generations to come. And so, the legacy of Wisteria Manor lived on, a beacon of wonder and enchantment in a world that often forgot the importance of dreams and mysteries. Alex, Emily, and Lily, together with the magical creatures of the garden, ensured that its secrets were protected and its magic was shared with all who sought it. In the heart of the enchanted garden, the unicorn still roamed, the flowers still glowed, and the waters of the fountain still whispered secrets to those who dared to listen. And the spirit of Alara, the sorceress who had created the garden, watched over them all, her legacy of magic and wonder living on in the hearts of those who believed. The end.